and welcome to another segment of Just For You. I'm your host, Kira Peters, and I am joined today on the show by Dorothy McGinnis, a physical therapist. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Dorothy, we invited you on today to talk a little bit about the challenges seniors face with mobility and the use of walkers and canes. Can you tell me a little bit about maybe some of the things that you've seen in your line of work as it relates to canes and walkers and falls?
Right. Well, a lot of times they're not using the equipment properly. It may not be measured to the correct height. They're not taking their time to use it, and therefore they have a base of support with the walker, but if they're not using it correctly, they can still fall.
Okay. And you know, people using canes and walkers, is it because a doctor, is it because a doctor prescribes that? Is it their comfort level and you can just go out and buy one?
Well, you can go out and buy one, but normally a doctor does prescribe it. They might go to their doctor because they have poor balance or they're worried about falling, or somebody might send them to the doctor because they're worried about them falling, and they will then prescribe one. But anybody can walk into a store and pick up a cane.
Okay, perfect. I work at Via Linda Senior Center and work with a lot of seniors, some of which use canes and walkers and some don't. It's my understanding too, as you get older, your muscles just get a little bit weaker. Is there a way to prevent that so that we don't have to use canes and walkers?
Well, definitely. There's a way you can do it by exercising, by being active. But most people at that age should probably have some guidance with an exercise program.
Right, exactly.
But then the walkers and the canes can help them become or be more independent than without it.
Okay. I invited to come on the show today a woman who comes to Via Linda Senior Center, Lois Van Dyke, and I'm hoping that you can give us some demonstrations on the proper way to use a cane and a walker with her being our demonstration person. Would that be all right?
I would be glad to.
Okay,
Yes.
all right then. We'll just get ready to do that. Okay, so Dorothy, now we are here on the ground because we've been talking about falls, and obviously some people are going to take a tumble, and that's why we're doing this show. Can you tell me what are some reasons that would cause somebody to fall, especially if you're sitting in your couch? How could you tumble off of it?
Well, you most often fall if you're getting up or getting down with movement. If you're turning around, you're not paying attention, especially if the TV's on, you might be watching it and you might miss the end of the couch. Those are some of the reasons you'd fall.
Okay. And I am supposing that when you fall down, some people would be very startled and scared. So really, what do you do if you find that you've fallen down? I know you don't want to panic, but what do you do?
Right. Well, it is very scary. First thing you want to do is just stop and take a breath, and you want to assess yourself before you try and get back up. Okay. So normally I would have people just check their arms, check their neck, check their legs.
Okay.
If something is painful, spend a little more time checking that out.
Okay.
Make sure you don't have a fracture, because if you put weight on it, it might make it worse.
How do you know you have a fracture? It's just really painful
Well,
than
if you
usual?
can't tolerate it, then you're just going to have to wait until somebody comes along to help you out.
Okay, all right, perfect. So assuming that we check everything out and we're okay and we've kind of calmed down a little bit, taken a few deep breaths, how do we go about getting ourselves up?
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get close to the furniture, and we're already next to the furniture.
Right.
You might need to slide over otherwise.
Okay.
But you can get up on your knees.
Okay.
If that hurts, you can put a pillow under your knees.
Okay.
And then reach on for the backboard or the armrest.
Right. Okay.
And then you can swing
Just
one
swing
leg
it-
around and
and
try
just
and
get it
get
up
that
nice
leg
and
up there.
easy.
Right. And then pull yourself with the
And
other
then just
arm.
kind of roll over.
It doesn't have to look pretty.
Right.
You just
'Cause
want
it's
it to
not
be
gonna-
slow and safe.
Okay,
Right.
perfect, and get yourself back up. Okay.
Correct.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Lois. Lois, welcome to the show. And Dorothy, I invited Lois, like I mentioned earlier, so that we could get a little demonstration and talk about canes and the appropriate use. And we're right here next to a step. So why don't we first start talking about a little bit about what type of canes there are?
Right. Well, there's a few different types of canes. This is a straight cane that Lois has in her hand right now. It just goes straight down. And this is a quad cane. There's 4 legs to it. And this is a cane you'd use if you need more support, such as if you've had a stroke because one side is paralyzed. So with her, we're going to be using this cane, the straight cane. And you want to make sure when it's sized to you that the handle of the cane comes right about where the bone juts out at your leg.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll measure it just by turning the hand inward. And then you just hit your own leg, or you want to make sure you have a slight bend in your arm when you're putting weight through
That's
it.
the appropriate. And so now really the reason a person uses a cane is just for additional support, is that correct?
It's an assistive device to help with support, yes.
Okay.
And it allows you to have an increased base of support, something to work from in order to use your muscles.
Okay, I've got it. So if we were to come up, like let's pretend Lois and I are out in a restaurant and we're coming up, and I think we talked earlier that a lot of those places have curbs, and you need to get up a curb, and here you are with your cane. Why don't you show us what to do?
Okay, so first of all, she's got the cane in the hand opposite the leg that is either more sore or more weak.
Okay.
So it will give her a wide base of support. Then we want to make sure that she goes up with the good leg and down with the bad leg. Or you can think the good go to heaven and the bad go to our other place. So, so we're going to go up. So we're going to go up with the good leg. So put your good leg up first, good. And now you're pushing off with your cane. You lean slightly forward and you lift yourself up, including your right leg. Very nice. And then bring your cane up, because that cane always stays with the leg that's more weak. Very
Now we can
nicely
go into the
done.
restaurant and get lunch.
That's right. And you took your time. You did very well.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so Dorothy, here we are now. We've gone up the curb. We've done eating our lunch. It was delicious. Now we need to go down.
Correct.
So let's demonstrate. Or
Right.
you want to say
So
something
the-
before?
Well, no, we use the same concept, up with the good leg, down with the bad leg, and the cane stays with the bad leg, which is your right, so we have the cane in your left. So we're going to go down with the bad leg. So let's take the cane down,
Oh, the cane goes down.
and then bring the right leg down.
Oh,
That's it, right, nice, right next to the edge.
this one a better balance. Huh?
Uh-huh, very good, and then the other
Perfect,
one,
and down.
excellent. And
Okay.
you're taking your time again, good job.
Which is that's probably the important thing. Is
Yes,
just make sure you
don't
go
do anything
slow.
fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does the same go with the walker, or that's a whole different ball game?
No, the same thing. You take
Okay.
your time. You come right up to the edge of the step, and you both legs have to be on the ground, and then you take your step.
Okay, perfect. Any questions on that, Lois?
I wish I could remember it.
Me too. Me too. Okay, so Dorothy, now we are here in the bathroom, and do accidents happen in the bathroom as well as any place
Oh,
else?
the accidents happen more in the bathroom than other places.
Why would you think that?
Well, there's a slick surface and there's water,
Okay.
so they happen all the time. And one of the biggest problems are the mats, because the mats have a tendency to move. So we
Okay.
have two different mats here to demonstrate, and this mat is very good. It really doesn't move.
It's not moving or slipping.
It has a nice rubberized bottom, so it's
Okay.
going to stick to the tile.
But this one-
this mat will just go right out from under you, and the bottom of it is really just fabric.
Fabric, I
right.
see, versus the rubberized stuff.
Correct. So
Okay.
you need to have something that won't slip when you walk on it, as well as this is a much smaller pile, so you won't trip over it.
Oh, and when you're saying pile, you're meaning like the thickness
height,
of the rug.
Yes, the height of the rug.
Would you recommend that people just not have rugs?
We often say that
Okay.
you don't want to have a lot of throw rugs in the house.
Okay.
But when you have water, it's sometimes good to have this very small rug,
Something
so they
absorbent.
don't
so you-
slip.
okay, because
Right.
it's either then you slip
Especially-
on the water.
Right in front of the tub.
Okay, perfect. Well, I know working for the city, our fire department has a Home Safe Homes program, and I've heard that before, where rugs they say are tripping hazards, and especially if someone uses a cane, like we were just
Definitely.
they bump into it and
Right.
trip over it.
Right.
Okay.
And that is really comes into play when it's in the regular part of the house.
Right.
When you're in the bathroom, it's a little smaller area, and you know there's water there, so you
Okay.
can put a few things as long as they're not going to slip.
Okay, and not as stacked. Is there anything else in the bathroom we should be
Well,
concerned
usually
with?
in the bathroom, people can have grab bars, or they can have seats to sit on in the tub or the shower, and those
Right.
always help.
If you have certain mobility challenges. Okay,
Correct.
perfect. Well, then this is it for the bathroom. Let's move to another room of the house.
Okay. So Lois, what we're going to do today is show you how to get off and on the bed in a safe way. So the first thing we want you to do is to go backwards so you feel your legs hit the back of the bed before you go down. If you need something to hold on to, you can hold on to the rail of the bed. So let's scoot a little closer to the rail. There you go. And now you're feeling your legs against the bed, and go ahead and have a seat. Very nicely done. Good. Now to lie down, we're going to need to scoot this way a little bit so your head isn't on the bedpost. Good. And now go ahead and lie on your side. You can pull the pillow up if you like. Good. Lie down on your side. Bring your legs up. Very nice. Okay. And then roll onto your back. Good. Good. Now, go ahead.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Now, if you do want to move in the bed, the best way to move without hurting yourself is to have your knees bent like this and just lift your hips and go from right to left if you want to get to one side or the other. Yeah. Very nice. Now to get up, we're going to do the same thing in reverse. We're going to roll onto your side again. Bring your shoulders up as well so you're looking in that direction. Let your legs come off the edge, so scoot them forward. Push with your elbow into the bed and your hand. There you go. Very nicely done. Now to get up, we're going to scoot closer to the rail again. A little bit closer. Good. And now put one foot back and one foot slightly forward. Bend forward through your hips. Push on the bed and go ahead and stand up. So you're transferring your weight, good, from one leg to the other. Very nicely done. Good. Now just stand up nice and straight. That's exactly what we want, is your balance. Good job.
Thank you very much and welcome back. I want to thank you for coming on the show to talk about all this valuable safety information to protect people at home. Is there anything else out there that you could recommend to keep people safe?
Yes, there's also emergency response systems where they give the individual either a necklace, a pendant, or a watch to put on, so if they fall or have an incident, they can push it and get immediate response.
Perfect, and you can get 911 to come right out and help you and assist you if that's what you
Yeah,
need.
not only 911, but also the company who you've got the information from.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful, perfect. Well, thank you very, very much, Lois. I want to thank you for coming on to be our demonstration person. You were fabulous. We enjoyed having
She
both
did
of you
well.
here.
Enjoyed it.
Finally, I want to talk about a couple of other